And we are live once again. Hello and welcome to the Prince Magnum channel where hot rodding and romance do coexist. I'm your host, Prince Magnum. Welcome once again to Surviving Romance. Now, here on Surviving Romance, uh, we love to cook, love to do anything romance. Um, it's always fun, always exciting, and quite possibly now the more Surviving Romance is the most popular of all the series here on the Prince Magnum channel, which is ironic because I kind of always figured it would be the hot rodding. Nope, it's the romance now. Okay, so today we're going to do some pumpkin dumplings. Now, these are a fried dumpling. Um, so kind of plan accordingly, if you will. All right. So first things first, we need some sort of pumpkin puree. Now, my favorite chef of all time, Chef Alton Brown, his thing is he always likes to say that that pumpkin puree loses a lot of its flavor, blah blah blah. When it's canned, okay. And he doesn't believe that you can get good flavor when it comes to pumpkin from a can. I tend to disagree. I don't believe it. Okay, and this is something that we've experimented with, and I've been threatening to do this for quite some time, and today will be no different. So if you're following along or you're watching this on the playback and decide you want to try it, all you need to do, and it's very cheap, very inexpensive, great way to, that sort of thing. You're going to start off with 15 ounces pumpkin puree, canned, okay? Just right off the shelf at your local grocery store, all right? For our metric, friends out there, that would be 425 grams, okay? Give or take. So we're gonna crack this bad boy open. We're gonna get it in a bowl. We're gonna mix this up. Um, Real quick, uh, if you're like me, I like no nonsense stuff. And this, one of the types of can openers that I like to keep around because there's no fussing like with other can openers. I don't do the electric can opener or anything like that. It just gets in the way. It's very, and I don't like the ones that twist. They wear out unless you want to spend, $20, $30. Okay. So for a can opener, very simple, very easy to use, very easy to keep clean, lasts forever. Just a simple, military surplus can opener, the P31 or P51. The P31, while we're on that subject, the P31s are a little bit smaller than the P51s. Can give you an idea, and the P31s actually go all the way. They're World War II era. This is more Vietnam era, but this will give you an idea. The basic same design. Matter of fact, the blade is right here to open the can. A little difficult on these, probably because I've been banged around a little bit. I'll grab a better one. Okay, yeah, here you go. You just flip it out like that, and you'll see in a second how easy they are to use. Takes a little bit of strength in the fingers, but this is a type of can opener I like. As a matter of fact, I bought a bunch of these for like just a couple of dollars at a place that sells a little bit of military surplus, just right over in Park Hills. Rob's Guns sells these, and I hope they keep a bunch of these on hand. But I like the bigger one. Smaller ones go great in a pack, whatever. But you'll take, and you see that little notch. I can't use my hands. You'll see that little notch right there, and you'll kind of lay it where it kind of clips on right like that, and just work your way around the can. Very easy to use. Great way to build up strength in your hands, and once you get used to them, they're not so bad. But for the price you pay for all of these, for like just a couple of dollars, it just makes a whole lot more sense than fighting with one that's only going to last me, a couple of years when these will last me several years. All right. So there you have it. Very simple can opener, thanks to our U.S. military. Okay. So now that we have that open, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get our pumpkin puree into the, and this stuff is very thick, so you might have to get, like me, a little something to kind of scoop it in, okay? And just like that. It's not pretty, but it does taste very good, okay? So we're going to get this right into the work bowl. Now for this glass, I would definitely use metal just fine. I would not use plastic. Uh, just trust me on this one. A little hard to clean out of them. Wood. If you're going to use a wooden bowl, please use a varnished. Okay. Or maybe you can probably get away with unvarnished. Okay. Just like that. Right now, Princess Faye is at work, and there we go. All right. Now, this is definitely right out of the can. It's going to be a little too mushy. So we need to firm this up, but we also need to inject some flavor. Now, I have here a quarter of a cup of brown sugar, so we're going to add that right now. Light, dark, it doesn't matter. So we're going to just stir this around now and get this fully into, the work bowl. Get this all mixed up real good. All right. Now, the next thing that we're going to add about a quarter of a teaspoon. Well, actually, teaspoon. Sorry, tablespoon of cinnamon. Adjust to your flavor. Okay. So we're going to get that turned around in there real good. Okay. Again, make sure that you get your seasoning in there before you start working with the flour. Because I have, got like a little over a cup of flour here. We may use it all. We may end up using more. We don't know. Flour's a funny thing, okay? And I have 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. Again, you can use table salt. You can use whatever salt you want, but because of my heart, which is a direct result of my PTSD, I use kosher salt. The iodine in regular table salt really messes with the heart. So just kind of keep that in mind. And again, because this is salt, make sure that you get this thoroughly mixed in. Otherwise, some of it's going to be salty, some of it won't. You know how it goes. Okay, so we're going to get that thoroughly mixed up. Okay, and it'll start taking on kind of a light brown color. Okay, now once we start adding the flour, that will change. Okay, it doesn't sound very good, but it'll start tasting. It'll taste good, and it won't. Just trust me on this one. Trust me. All right. Now, some of you might be saying, why not regular sugar? Why brown sugar? Well, because this is going to be a fried dumpling, we want the moisture from the molasses that's left into the brown sugar, and that'll actually provide a little extra moisture so these don't burn. But you'll all see that soon enough. Okay? Just trust me on this. Trust me on this. And it's starting to look about right. Okay. Okay, now this is where you got to kind of be a little careful. Okay? You want a nice firm paste, so don't go hog wild just yet. Okay? We're looking for a nice, thick, firm paste. Okay? Again, don't go just dumping it all in there thinking, oh, that'll do it. No, take your time. Take your time. Okay. Again, while I'm working on this, it'll be hard to read y'all's comments, that pops up during the stream. Be forewarned, it's not that I'm ignoring you. It's that I can't see, while I'm working. I'm focusing on the task at hand. But we will take some questions afterwards. Now, again, this is actually based on a recipe that I seen on Alton Brown's show, Good Eats. I just adapted it. And this is, again, this is a great way, maybe low on cash, and you still want a fancy, kind of a fancy side dish. This is a great way to do it because this is most likely stuff you all got laying around your house anyways. Okay. Again, I want a nice firm paste, almost almost like bread dough. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I see we have one joining us. Fantastic. Again, these are going to be pumpkin dumplings, but we have to, because of the pumpkin puree, we have to get this into a nice, firm dough ball. Okay? And because flour is an agricultural product, and it does keep a long, 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 long time on the shelf. Humidity outside, humidity inside, the temperature, all this other stuff, including, even the flour itself is going to determine how much you use in the recipe. So you might use, one time you might use a whole cup. Next time you might only use half a cup. So just kind of be prepared that every batch is going to be a little bit different. But very simple, very easy to do. And I know I could probably use an electric mixer, but this is one of those times that I always feel that speed kills. Also, because flour does have gluten in it and that sort of thing, I don't want the final product to be tough necessarily. Okay. Yeah, still way too wet. Way too wet. So we're going to keep going. And it's been raining like crazy outside, so it might take, because of the humidity, the drop in the barometric pressure, and everything, it might take a little bit. But that's okay. We got nothing but time, right? There we go. Now that is just about what I'm looking for. Maybe just a smidge too much, but we can work that out. We can work that out. There we go. And Spike, I can't let you up on the table. No, up on the counter. Off the counter. He smells of cinnamon and sugar. And Spike, being that he was a rescue, he'll poke his nose in it, so I can't let him do that. Ornery turd. My little gremlin cat. And y'all looking to pick up a very good friend. Spike would definitely be one. One for the books. Let me tell you, he's a great cat. Annoying little turd, but we love him. And he's made more than one appearance already on the Prince Magnum channel. If you're wondering how I got the name Spike, it's because of them dang claws of his, and the fact that to me, he kind of acts like a little gremlin. Okay, so I am going to take a little bit more than a cup. I know last time I made it, I think I'd used just under a cup, so. Okay, there we go. Again, the flour is going to soak up a lot of that moisture. I was a few minutes late on the live stream today because, shoot, I was in the middle of watching Star Trek. Anybody who watches this, you a Star Trek fan? All right, there we go. Fantastic. I need a little bit more than I anticipated. This stuff is very moist, very moist. I want it to firm up. Again, similar to dough bread. The dough for bread is what I'm shooting for. This is the part where it starts getting tough. So I may have to switch over to, Yeah, I'm afraid so. This is the part where I have to switch over to using my hands. Notice I'm trying not to just work it. There we go. I'm just trying to let it take in what it wants to take in. There it goes. So this particular batch is going to take dang near 2 cups. Crazy. Maybe almost 3, because it's still just a little too moist. Also, expect this stuff to stick to your fingers, so if you wanted to use latex gloves or vinyl gloves, nobody's going to fault you for it. I half expected more people to be on tonight. Uh, Friday night cooking for the other half, you know. Nope, guess not. Does anybody cook for their other half like this anymore? Anybody do stuff like that? I guess I'm about the only one left. That's the last of that flour. Remind me, I gotta quit smoking. Should. Yeah, yeah. Now I'm gonna set this out on some wax paper. Work this a little bit more, a little bit more. Cinnamon and the sugar is very, very strong with this. And once this hits the hot oil, those flavors will be intensified. So heads up. All right, I'm gonna wash my hand off. This stuff can get sticky. My goodness. There we go. All right. Look like a great big old orange blob. Oh, well, y'all can see it. There you go. Ta-da. All right. Now, I'm going to go grab a little bit more flour because we're going to definitely need it in this working area. Again, don't force this stuff to take more than it needs. Otherwise, it'll get too dry. Now, Damn. Keep having these severe coughing fits. I was sick about a couple weeks ago, and I'm still nursing myself back to health. Just one of them things. Now, this is about the time that we're going to get a pot of water going, which you'll be able to see here in just a second. If frickin' camera will cooperate. Okay, right over here, pot of water, okay? Yeah. So I've got that going. Now, this is definitely a time to go ahead and get your dough blade out. Now, this is my dough blade. Bought this from Dollar Tree. And this little guy has been with me for a couple years now. And I'm glad I got him because this is a big mass to work with. And y'all really can't see that from this angle of the dangle. There you go. Now you can see it. So, because I got this little guy, and he's been such a big help, you can all see now. And now I can work with, it's like Play-Doh. I can work with this just like that. Just remember, the more you work flour like this, the more the gluten strands. Okay? We're going to roll this out like you did when you were kids. Actually, I'm going to cut that down a little bit more. This stuff makes an awful lot. There you go, just like when you were kids, working with Play-Doh. Roll this out. Again, don't get hog wild here. A little bit of stickiness right there. And that's about the size you want. Make them into balls. I like that. Let's make some more. Let's make a lot more. There we go. Don't mind shapes. Don't mind shapes. And once that water comes up to a boil, you see what I'm after. Looks like fun, doesn't it? Just like that. You know what? I don't mind that shape. Okay. Guess I should get some sort of vessel to start putting all these in. That's what we're going to do. All right. Anyone? Oh, okay. It was Bert who joined us briefly. He knows by now I can't. When I'm cooking, I'm in my own world. He's had my cooking before, though. Actually, go like that. Just like that. I was hoping more people would join us tonight. All right. Might have to make these for Thanksgiving. What do y'all think? Leave in the comments below if I should make these for Thanksgiving. Those are the first batch. That'll go in. Again, don't overwhelm your the pot, especially if you're like me. You got a crappy stove. Here very soon on the 16th, we'll have a new neighbor, Miss Belinda, old friend of mine from high school. We'll be joining. Will be our neighbor, and she'll get to. I'm sure Princess Faye will let her come over and have supper with us a few times. She'll get to see me doing stuff like this. Oh my gosh. A little different than just the guy who raced cars around in high school. There we go. Spike, you know you're not supposed to be up on the counter. You're not about to have words. Off the table. Come on. Off the counter. Spike. Unreal little cuss. And great cat. Again, little gremlin. Anyhow. Now, it's definitely in time to get out some sort of a big slotted spoon. If you haven't got one of these will work. All right. You'll definitely need one of these for retrieval. Now, I'm going to turn the camera right to there. So y'all will be able to see me work, because we're at a stage now where we've got to make some room here. I need to get a drink. We are still waiting for a pot to boil. A pot of boiling water. This is what I mean about crappy stoves, folks. Oh my gosh. Burns me up to no end. Favorite soda in the world, A&W root beer. Trash. Yeah, grab me another one. A&W root beer. One of the greatest sodas of all time, right? You don't believe me, I just don't know what to tell you. I just don't. Of course, I wish A&W would bring back their frosty mug flavored ones. You know, that was the stuff. Of course, now they got it aged with vanilla. I guess it's all right. It's just not the same. Get on it, A&W. All right. All right. Again, we're at that stage. We gotta get the pot to a boil, because I got a lot of dumplings over here. A lot. And once they come up, I'll show you what they should look like. When you put them in the boiling water, and I know y'all heard me say, "Oh, Prince Magnum, I thought you said these were fried." Yes, but you have to boil them to get them to a certain. It's like a two-stage cooking process. That's a good way of putting it. Good way of putting it. For retrieval, you got a plate right there. Now, once those go in, I will know that the moment they are done, the moment they begin to float. I think we can get a couple more in there. Not too much of a problem. Any loose starch will also raise the boiling point, so keep an eye on it. If you haven't got an 8-quart stock pot, do not panic. We'll need one of these here in a little bit, but a pot about this size will do just fine for the same job, okay? Doesn't have to be an 8-quart stock pot. That's what I was worried about. Look at that. That's what that loose starch does. Now watch it. There's the boil I was looking for. And you gotta watch them. Sometimes they might try to stick to the bottom. If they do, don't panic. Just stick your spider doohickey, your slotted spoon down there, and gently bump them. They'll break loose real easy and come right to the top when they're ready. These will also freeze for up to 6 months just fine, or keep in the refrigerator for up to about 2-3 weeks. So, a great way to have a side dish ready to go for yourself. Hmm. Uh, close. Again, my stove sucks. Anyhow, see if anybody's on yet. Looks like. Hmm. Looks like it's just me still. There we go. They're not quite floating, but sometimes that also happens. You gotta feel them. I got them all. First batch down. They smell great too, by the way. That's what they look like. Be careful dropping them in. Splashback and everything on the hands. Alright. Second here, I'm going to make sure they're not sticking to the bottom. Let them do what they do. Now we're going to come back over here. And I'm going to lop off a little bit more of our pumpkin lobe here. Take a few more dumplings. like that. Still nobody coming on. Invert TV. I said that out loud, didn't I? Y'all keeping an eye on this for me? Feel firm, just like some of your types of regular dumplings. We're going to make all of these. Just about to the end. Making all these. Go. Now, the Bad Bert can vouch for this. He'll tell you that when it comes to cooking, he thinks I'm one of the best. Boy, these are denser than usual. Gonna be good. All right, let's get some more in. Ah, what the heck? We'll get them all. Gonna make a lot more room for the rest of these. This look like fun? Like making Play-Doh with pumpkin. There we go. All of them are made. All I gotta do is toss them in. And once that's done, once all these are done, I wish you all could really smell how good these really are. And they're not even done yet. There we go. Now you'll be able to watch me a little bit better. Work on these. Here's what they look like. A little sticky, but firm. These are actually very dense. And once they hit the hot oil, you turn them, you'll see. They're not bad now. but they're not done. Okay. I know I put a lot more than that in there. There we go. Okay, those are gone. Let's put the last of these in. Well, that was no good, but that's okay. Well, the hog part's done. All right. Yeah, we're still live. Okay. The hot pot's done. Now, sorry I've not been super talkative, been focusing on this one. Princess Faye was here, I'd probably be a little bit more talkative. Ah. A moment or two. And we have the little pan that I'm going to be using to fry some of these up. Now, every once in a while, I like to throw a lot of them, make a lot of them. A lot of these, and I'll freeze them up, and then, in like bags, and fry them up as I need them, and, cheap, inexpensive. There you go. Those are good. Usually these float, but these for some reason are just very dense and they're not floating. Basically they almost feel like wet rubber balls. You're on to something. And then, you got it. Okay? Come on. use up the last of the cooking oil that Big Bad Bert, Bert TV had sent us for cooking. That's it there. So we use the last of our vegetable oil, but we're going to augment this now with a little bit of classic olive oil. Okay? There we go. Depending on the size of your pan, I do just enough to cover it, about a ½ inch. Okay? You can also use butter with this. You know, maybe a little bit of butter. But we have some, here on the Prince Magnum channel, evidently, I have some wonderful vegan friends. So because of this, we're going to go ahead for them. You know who you are. We're going to go ahead while we're waiting for that. Because of the vegan fans that the Prince Magnum channel has made, let me say that that's why we're not using butter in this episode. Just vegetable oil and cold pressed olive oil. Just regular, classic olive oil. Nothing special, nothing fancy. Again, perfect. Now for this next section, get your spring-loaded tongs. If you haven't got any, get them. Believe me, they work in a pinch. All right, lay them out right like that. Let them fry. Don't panic if there's still a lot of moisture on it, they splash out at you. Fried, you're gonna get hit every now and again. That's just the nature of the beast. Like that. Now, after a few moments, we'll turn them. If you got any odd ones that kind of got funny sides, turn it however it works. Now it's sticking to my tongs. Time for a new set of tongs. I don't know why. just like that. Actually, felt that on my left hand. I'll be damned. Yeah, a little overdone on it. Oh, they're not bad. Not bad. Again, these will do in a pinch. Ha 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 ha. Bad joke. Go. And considering I don't know how hungry Princess Peg will be when she gets home from work, I'll just make up the whole batch. It's a little overdone. But if you're like me, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Looks like my pan's got a few hot spots in it. Just gotta watch. Yeah. There you go. Be careful. Actually felt that on the left hand for a change. I'm telling you, after my stroke, the fact that I felt anything on my left hand is amazing. Well, I guess we're about halfway through. No, I don't mind. I don't mind. The hardest part is getting them to this stage. You can fry them. terribly long ago, somebody told me that they actually tried the rice recipe, brown rice, and I couldn't have been happier. They said it was delicious. Well, if anybody tries this and decides they like it, I would just be ecstatic too. Right. Try one of these. Yeah, it looks a little dark. Now that's good stuff. Crunchy on the outside, nice buttery interior, like a dumpling. Go for a couple minutes on one side, flip to the other. That's all I'm doing. Got enough there for at least 2 more batches. I started talking about my friend Belinda. I'll be joining us. I know Princess Bay will occasionally let her come over and her son and have dinner like this. I must confess, in the early days of working on this recipe, this was not one of Princess Faye's favorites, and it's still not one of her all-time favorites. but it's one of those ones that when I suggested, she's like, "All right, we could do that. Yeah, yeah, go ahead, baby." You know, it's not one of her all-time favorites, but she don't argue when it comes up. I haven't made this in a couple of years, actually. Used to make this a lot more, make these a lot more when you're short of cash, you know. I might be able to do them all in there. Back when she was going to college and everything, Beauty Academy, she we would be broke, I'd make a bunch of these and freeze them and keep them going for a long while. And I've been threatening for a little while to do these here on the channel for y'all to see. So I finally, we're right in between paychecks. And she's like, "Oh, what are we going to do about supper tonight, honey?" And I said, "I've got an idea. You may not, you know." So as soon as I said it, she's like, "Okay." I said, "I'll do a live stream with it. It'd be great." She's like, "Okay." It's been a while since we had those, so yeah, that'll work out nicely. But there you go, you know. Yeah, we get it. No, it doesn't look like it. Typical Friday night. Yeah, no one's talking. There's Bert pop on here. But again, if you've kept up with the channel, you know that Big Bad Bert and I had a major dispute. He was going on and on bashing homosexuals. And Princess Faye is bisexual. So I did the only thing I knew what to do, stand up for my wife, when she said, "You know, that bothers me that he says that." And it got to the point where, you know, she would tell him, you know, knock it off, and that sort of thing. And, you know that I'm bisexual, that's a form of homosexuality. And, "Oh, I didn't mean it, I didn't mean it." And then he'd be back to doing it again like a week, a couple days later. It's like, dude, really? So it got to the point where that's why I put my foot down. And for the record, I hold no ill feelings towards him. He did apologize for it. And he hasn't said anything more about the homosexual community, because he also knows that at this point, a lot of other people feel the same way. It's like, dude, knock it off. We're tired of hearing it. So, what was said was finally said. Stood our ground, And in the end, it started to almost take it back. He almost started taking it back and almost cheapened it. And it's like, I reminded him, look, dude, don't cheapen, the honor that you've just, the honorable thing that you've just done. And we haven't spoken a whole lot since then. And I guess he still thinks that I came down on him, for something he didn't do. And, I've got all the emails and everything that he's, I guess he doesn't remember saying, going on about how homosexuals will go to hell and everything. It's like, dude, really? So, he did do the right thing. He almost cheapened it. I stood my ground. And he knows where I stand on that. I got friends in the homosexual community. I'm married to a bisexual woman. And, I probably have a lot more friends that are. All right. Now, I'm going to get out some more wax paper because this is the next part. So, now I turned off the wrong light. There we go. All right, now, they never put good teeth on these things. You'll see why in a second what I'm up to. Because a lot of these companies don't put very good the cutting teeth on here, it's just ridiculous. It's a joke. I use a paring knife and I'll slice it to the length I want. Too much stuff in that drawer. All right. Just got through wiping off all the flour. We don't need any more flour. And you'll see really soon why I laid this this wax paper down. It's a pretty neat little trick that I've got. What goes well with these, with the pumpkin dumplings, obviously parsley, cilantro, anything like that. But also, what I like on it is I like a little bit of parsley and some freshly grated Parmesan cheese. So I'm going to grab my block of Parmesan because I love Parmesan cheese. Romano, Asiago, any really good hard cheese like that is just fine for this, okay? Now, four-sided box grater. Now, I'm going to tell y'all right now, I hate grating this stuff because it just wears your arm out. Because, I mean, Parmesan, the real stuff, the real good stuff, it should be rock solid. I mean, that's it right there. I'm not kidding you. Which is why people do the convenience thing and they buy it already pre-ground in the plastic green container. I don't like that. You don't get the full flavor. If you ever have this stuff freshly grated, it's just like, boom, hits you right in the face. I mean, it's solid. It hits you hard. Okay. I might even put on a little bit of olive oil to help. You'll see. But this stuff is just rock solid. And you will wear your arm out. Is it worth it? Yeah, it's worth it. It's a much better flavor. Okay. And again, cheese stays fresher longer the longer you leave it intact. Okay. You can always tell the difference between fresh grated and prepackaged, already shredded. You can taste the difference, believe me. It's just a much stronger flavor when you grate it yourself, which is why I do it. If you're vegan, you can skip the Parmesan. Just go directly to cilantro. You can even make a balsamic vinaigrette. Found that works out fantastically for this. Maybe an apple cider vinaigrette. Maybe even laced with a little bit of cinnamon to go along with the cinnamon that we put in this earlier. All that grinding, and it doesn't make a whole lot. Now you'll see why I put the wax paper down. Right there. There's all our Parmesan. I can put it in a container and be used for seasoning, you know, just like a salt. You see? Much better. Much better. The aroma is to die for. I'm going to grate up a little bit more. Again, if you've never had it this way, I mean, it's a little pricey, but for the flavor, I mean, for a block of this, I paid like $5, and I mean, I can make all sorts of dishes. There's even this one recipe I got to try out with Parmesan where you make crackers directly from Parmesan cheese. That'd be awesome, man. we go. And I even got a little bit left. To keep this, wax paper. Wrap it up around there. Not super, super, super tight. But about like that. And just a regular rubber band around it. There we go. Spike, get off the counter. Mister, you and I are going to have words. Off the counter. Come on now. He's still at it. All right. Love that guy to pieces. He's drive you nuts. All right. And just like that. No dishes to clean right there. All right. No fuss, no muss. All right. And again, plenty for later. All right. Well, I'm going to get a bowl. And I'm going to try this stuff out myself because Princess Faye isn't here to tell you all about it. So, all right, I'm going to grab me a nice fork because what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit it with a little bit of, I've got some olive oil right here, so I'm going to hit it with that. Oh, it's still good and warm. Still good and warm. You know what? I'm just going to go with this. I'm just going to go with this. There we go. I guess I could just grab the plate at that point. All right. Now, I'm going to hit it with just a little bit olive oil. Just like that. And I'm going to get down the cilantro. Where's my cilantro? Dried cilantro. Just like that. Smells great. And a little bit of Parmesan cheese, or if you're like me, I love Parmesan cheese. So I'll load it up. It's just like that. Now that's amazing. Oh my God. Nice crunch on the outside. Kind of a light pumpkin, cinnamon, spice. Oh, it's great on the inside. Amazing. Amazing. If you've never had food like this, it's different from the norm. You know, I know a lot of people can go to fast food joints, get the same thing over and over and over again. And they always talk about how life isn't so great. Always the same people. See them every day. Every day. Breaks the heart, really, when you listen to them. And a lot of times, you figure, well, maybe if you change up the routine, maybe it's food like this that might make the difference. Because let me tell you, what I'm eating right now is amazing. And if you yourself have never experienced anything like that, I mean, you're just missing out. All right. There you have that. Get the camera turned around. We're going to have another couple bites. We're at that good point. There we go. We're at that good point where we can start kind of slowing it down. Let's see. I know someone's been watching. I just don't know who. This is amazing. The olive oil with the Parmesan cheese, lightly fried pumpkin dumplings. Telling you. Again, if you watch this from the beginning, it took us what? Just under an hour for a lightly fried dish that maybe, at best, would cost you about $8 to make, at best. You know, This is amazing. Okay, $8 for a nice lightly fried dish that is as simple as falling off a log. Mm. All right. So, hi, Belinda. All right. Um, so there you have it, a nice fried pumpkin dumpling. Um, and I did it in a way where even if you've seen anything that if you're a vegan, vegetarian, and that sort of thing wouldn't really grab your eye, it's perfectly okay. You can trade out a couple of things here and there, and you still have a fantastic dish, okay? No question about it. It doesn't get any easier than this, all right? So, now would be the awesome time if anybody, I know people have been popping in and out. If anybody has any questions, perfectly okay to ask, because I know as soon as I log off, shut down the live stream, what's left in that bowl will be devoured. That's good stuff. I'm telling you. Mm. All right. Uh, real quick. Come Monday, there'll be the last of the parts for Project Spirit will be ordered, and then we'll be back to doing, where's Prince Magnum going to be this day. I know tomorrow we're going to be at some winery for a car show. Princess Faye wants to go out to this winery for a car show. I'm all for it. Not because I'll be drinking, because, car show. Project Spirit gives me an excuse to drive her. Come on. You know. Having a little difficulty getting videos loaded, but we do have some videos from last night where I was on stage singing karaoke. Total of 4 songs, and did it. And one of those songs was also done with Brandon again. So I'm already looking forward to that. Oh, that's right. The 16th, the Prince Magnum channel will have a new neighbor and a pass-through project car for budget hot rodding. We'll talk more about that one in a video that's going to be coming up. Okay. Sometimes it's your hot rod buddies that keep a car going when when it's on its last leg and limps it to the finish line, so you can trade it in to get a new vehicle. And this is going to be one of those projects you all will get to see. And to give you a little insight, this project is going to be Project Lemon Drop. I kid you not, this car is in rough shape. It's definitely due for a trade-in. But anyhow, beyond that, this is Surviving Romance. We'll stick with the task at hand. We will be looking at doing probably a couple different styles of tacos. I don't know when, but we'll be doing a couple different styles of tacos here on the channel. I've seen a lot of people, happiness is eating tacos and stuff like that. So I thought, why not, right? So we're going to do a couple different styles of tacos for fun. And it'll definitely be interesting. Lots of spices used in this, and it'll be good. It'll be real good. Let's see, for Surviving Romance, I'm trying to talk Princess Faye into letting me do this, but we have, well, we'll talk more about that subject later. My private messenger keeps coming up, and my friend Belinda, who's going to be moving next door to HQ, she was saying she makes great talk. Are you saying you want a guest appearance on the channel? We can do that. Always love it. That reminds me. Well, we'll talk more about that in budget hot rodding. Real quick, there will be a live stream coming out soon. We're going to be talking about a slight restructuring of the channel, just a mild restructuring. Hopefully, it kind of grabs everybody's attention and really, just makes the channel that much better. Okay. Something Princess Faye pointed out to me. Don't worry, everybody's favorite series will stay intact. It's just that some things about those series are going to change just a little bit. Just a little bit. All right. There we go. Private Messenger keeps popping up. Let's see. All right. Magnum Watch this week. We are trying to go to that car show at the winery. Don't make any promises, though. Anything can happen between now and then. The weather's been kind of crummy. If we do go, it'll be Project Spirit in attendance. Project Lena will be staying on the sidelines. She's been taken out of car shows for the season. Next Thursday, expect me, Prince Magnum, on stage at Laz's Bar and Grill, singing karaoke. So if you're in the area, want to see me on stage, definitely a great time. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, follow me on Facebook. Be sure to check out the Patreon account. If you can donate, great. If you can't, fine too. I understand. Just follow me on the usual social media sites. Also, if you're watching the Prince Magnum channel, smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, and be sure to hit that bell icon. A lot of people have been telling me as of recent, when I go to do a video, they don't get notified right away, which is a bad thing. You're missing out. So if you are subscribed, make sure that you hit that bell icon. So every time I go to do a live stream or anything like that, you'll be able to see what's going on. And I guess Spike wanted to get in the video real quick. He wanted to say hi to everyone. He'd been trying to get in on camera all night, but the camera was on the counter and I couldn't let him do that. Hi, Spike. There we go. And let's see. All right, that brings us to the usual spot. As always, get out there and work on a project. Don't care what it is. Just do something with yourself. Again, idle hands and a creative mind make horrible bedfellows. If you have a sweetheart, sweep them off their feet. Maybe you might make them some pumpkin dumplings. Dumplings for your dumpling. And as always, for all of you out there, if no one out there has told you that they love you today, Prince Magnum does. God bless you, and have a happy 24. Thank you. Say bye, Spike. Bye, Spike. Bye. There we go.